Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Dimas Pratama with NPM 2441112. Here we'll explain one of the materials from the microeconomics course, namely Principles of Economic Activity Patterns. Economic activity patterns are the predictable ways in which people engage in buying and selling goods and services. This includes understanding how goods and services are produced, distributed, and consumed within a society. Next, the circular flow of economic activity. The circular flow model illustrates the continuous exchange of goods, service, and money between household and firm. Household profit factor of production like labor and capital, while firms produce goods and services that household consume. 1. Household profit labor, capital, and land. 2. Firms product goods and service. 3. Market for goods and service, where household purchase goods and service. 4. Market for factors of production, where firms purchase labor, capital, and land. Next, the role of supply and demand. Supply and demand are fundamental forces that determine price and quantities in a market. The interaction of their forces leads to an equilibrium price and quantity, where the quantity supplied equals the quantity demanded. 1. Supply. The quantity of a good service the producers are willing and able to sell at different price. 2. Demand. The quantity of goods or service that consumers are willing and able to buy at different price. 3. Equilibrium. The point where supply and demand curves interact, translating the price and quantity at which the market clears. Next, factor influencing consumer demands. Consumer demands is influenced by factors such as income, price of goods and service, consumer preference, and expectation about future price. 1. Income. Higher income levels generally leads to higher demands for goods and service. 2. Price. Lower price often results in higher demand as consumers are willing to buy more. 3. Preference. Consumer preference play a significant role in shaping demand for specific goods and services. 4. Expectation. Anticipation about future price can influence current demand, leading to higher or lower purchase. The impact for production costs. Production costs affect the supply of goods and services. Factors such as labor costs, raw materials, and capital costs influence firm ability and willingness to produce. Cost impact on supply. Increased labor costs. Reduced supply as firm may reduce production due to higher costs. Decreased raw material price. Increased supply as firm may produce more due to lower input costs. Next, the concept of diminishing marginal return. Diminishing margins returns occur when adding more units for an input, such as labor, result in smaller and smaller increase in output. Eventually, in the margin product of each additional unit for input will decline. 1. Initial stakes. As more input is added, output increase significantly. Intermediate stakes output continues to increase, but at a slower rate as diminishing margin return set in. 3. Final stakes. Adding more input leads to minimal increases in output, or even a decrease in output. Next, the relationship between unemployment and inflation. The Phillips curve demonstrates the relationship between unemployment and inflation. Generally, low employment is associated with high inflation. High employment is associated with low inflation. High employment, limited demand for labor leads to lower wages, potentially reducing inflationary pressure. Low employment, strong demands for labor leads to higher wages, potentially fueling inflation. Next, the importance of productivity and technological advancements. Productivity refers to the efficiency of resources used in producing goods and services. Technological advancements can significantly extend productivity, leading to economic growth. Increased output. Technological advancements can lead to increased output with the same or fewer input. Reduce costs. Automation and innovation can lower production costs, leading to lower price for consumer. New product and service. Technological breakthroughs created new products and services, driving economic innovation and growth. Next, the influence of government policies on economic activity. Government policies, such as fiscal and monetary policies, can significantly influence economic activity. These policies aim to promote economic growth, stabilize price, and maintain employment levels. 1. Fiscal policy. Government spending and taxation policies can influence aggregate demand and economic activity. 2. Monetary policy. Central bank interest rate adjustment and money supply management to influence inflation and economic growth. 3. Regulatory policies. Regulation can influence business behavior and investment decision affecting economic activity. Adapting to change economic conditions. Economic conditions are constantly changing. Business and individuals need to adapt to change, such as fluctuation in interest rates and employment levels. Economic analysis. Understanding economic trends and forecasting future conditions is crucial for effective adaptation. Strategic planning. Adjusting business model, product offerings, and marketing strategies based on economic shift is essential. Okay, that's all the explanation and delivery of the material from me. Thank you for attention. I say thank you. Bye.